Super Bowl's coming to New Jersey, and you know what else? It's electric football, Super Bowl edition. We don't know the Roman numerals.
48, I had to look it up. God's sakes.
1 year older than me, guys.
Like we're Roman.
1 year older than me. Anyway, what we're going to do for you, we're going to make our picks.
Final game of the year.
Then we're going to talk about last week's games. So as soon as we're done with our picks, you can hang up.
Yeah, you can leave.
You can call. Before we do anything else, so I would like to say thank you to everybody that's watched. A special thank you to everybody that's commented. We do really appreciate it.
We do.
We're going to do this before you hang up on us.
We do this for fun, but the fact that you're participating makes it funner.
Yep. If you voted for us with Geo Knows and you haven't ever commented, drop a comment on us, and we'd sure like to say hi. Thank you. Super Bowl Stew!
48 years, and it's happening here in New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, we present the 2-degree Super Bowl. What the hell were they thinking?
I love it.
It's so cold out here.
I love it. I get back and forth to the damn city every day through snowstorms. You better, if you don't want to go, if it's too cold for you, give me your Super Bowl ticket. Bring it here to the Cosmo Club. I will take it.
They're going cheap right now. They're saying 10,000 rooms are now available for Super Bowl. So, oops.
I love it. Get me back to. I'm going to rant about old school football soon enough. But Stu, let's pick this game.
Okay, here we go. Here's the reason why I'm taking who I'm taking. Seattle's got the #1 defense. Denver has the #1 offense. Who could ask for more? I've got this Howard Cosell.
It's actually not a bad Cosell.
Thank you. Broncos have been taking early leads in the postseason, and Manning had 400 yards passing versus New England. The running game had a little over 100, but that was 500 yards of offense last week in the boringest game known to man. Demaryius Thomas had a huge game, 7 catches, 134 yards, and a touchdown. But that was against the number 17 defense in the league. Just remember that. Denver D played well, but they didn't create any turnovers, so it really wasn't a game where you were like concerned with the outcome. It was kind of a given pretty early on. Manning has to keep the Seattle defense from making substitutions. If Manning sees those 3 big run stuffers on the field, then he can audible pretty easily and get out of a run play if that's what's called. But if he allows the Hawks D to keep bringing guys in and get the speed in obvious passing situations, I think he suffers there. He won't have the escapability of Kaepernick against those fast guys because he's a pocket guy. Kaepernick at least could run. I expect the heaping helping of those crossing patterns that even Wes Welker's been known to throw a block on to mitigate the Seattle speed on defense. But Seattle needs to run. Marshawn Lynch, just keep running him. You got to keep Manning off the sideline. I think they had 7 drives, but they ate up 35 minutes of the clock. The Hawks have a chance if that happens. I also think the bad weather hurts Seattle as they try to keep up with the crisscrossing because the offense knows where they're going. The defense is trying to figure it out. So Manning, if he keeps the guys crossing during crummy weather, don't know what the weather report is yet. We're still a week away. But cold weather usually favors the defense, the more physical team. Defense wins championships. That's what they tell me. Seattle needs to keep pounding Marshawn Lynch and wear out the Broncos D. Denver's been better defensively lately, but they were home, where no one has oxygen to breathe. So if you're asking me for a Super Bowl champ, I am taking the underdog Seattle Seahawks, who are a 2.5-point dog, but I'm just taking them to win outright, as they pick off the big forehead for 2 touchdowns. That's the difference. Seattle wins on defensive turnovers for touchdowns. Steven?
I'll tell you why Seattle wins. Seattle wins because I don't want them to.
Oh, okay.
It's just that simple. In my life, 47 years old, I have never gotten what I want out of the football gods, and I don't expect to get it this year either. Vikings have never won a Super Bowl, 0-4. Cowboys have won freaking 5 in that time. Pearson pushed off. I don't care what anybody ever says. Last year, I wanted Peyton Manning to win a Super Bowl. Why not? Get him #2. We weren't in it.
I don't like it.
And you know what happens? They get bounced on the worst defensive laps I've ever seen. At least worst conference championship defensive laps I've ever seen.
Anyone got him?
Last year, yeah. Let me run in front of him and jump way too early. Oh, no, I don't. Don't get me. Anyway. Last year, I wanted Ray Lewis to miss a tackle, and I wanted San Francisco victory. I wanted to see Ray crying in his last game. Didn't freaking happen. Last week, I wanted to see Richard Sherman get beat on the last play of the game. I was praying for that. And you know what? They went at him, and he was up to the test. Beautiful play, great hustle by the linebacker to be there
great
too.
Play on defense.
Seattle's going to win. There are actual football reasons why they're going to win and not Steve reasons, and I'm going to go into some of those. Bad weather favors Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle's got the better defense. Seattle has the better running game. Bad weather favors them. Peyton Manning is going to have trouble in the swirling winds of New Jersey. He's going to have trouble in the cold. If this was in a dome, I would feel much better about Denver's chance.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle's secondary, which is second to none, and I've become a huge Cam Chancellor fan. You always hear Sherman, then Thomas, then Chancellor.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Chancellor is a monster. Rangy, a hitter.
They are fast, man.
Oh, it's impressive.
They cover so much field.
And what they don't have to do is they don't have to look back into the backfield to see if Manning is taking off.
Mm-hmm.
So they can lock in on those receivers. Denver's receivers, other than Welker, are big and physical. I don't think that's going to bother Seattle at all. I think that actually plays into Seattle's game because I think they're going to draw Denver's receivers into a fight, and that's really what they want.
Well, the Niners receivers were bigger, and look what happened.
I think Seattle beat the better team last week than they're going to face this week, unfortunately. Red Bryant and the giant run stuffers that Stu was talking about did a great job against Gore, and I believe they're going to do as good a job against Marino and Ball, who combined for about 100 yards?
Just a little over 100, I believe.
Denver doesn't have that let's run out the clock ability. You know, they're not going to, if they do get ahead, they're not going to pound it down on Seattle's defense and run out the clock. The football gods hate me. I would like to see Peyton Manning and his pencil eraser head get a second Super Bowl.
The big head.
I would like to see him be considered, in the genuinely considered in the conversation for the greatest of all time, including the playoffs. I don't think it's going to happen. Yes, what I say goes is going to be crying. Good luck to everybody, but I'm picking Seattle.
So we're both taking Seattle, and we did not plan this, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't know until he said it that he was taking Seattle. That's a good choice. Well done.
All right, you too.
Okay. All right, anyway, for those of you who want to know more about what we want to talk about, please stick around.
Yeah, if you want to hear us rant about last week's games. If not, drop a quick comment, give us a like, sign up, and we'll see you next year.
See you next year, babies. Okay. Are they gone?
All right, so let's talk.
Okay.
Pats versus Denver. What'd you think?
Well, it was. I thought Brady was going to win. I honestly did, but he looked. He didn't look like he was 100% healthy. I mean, something looked off on him.
You know what looked off on him is receivers.
Well, yeah, but the fact remains that Brady mentioned he's not going to watch the Super Bowl. Why? Because you didn't get in it. They were clearly outclassed.
No, because he's married to Gisele Bundchen. Yeah. I wouldn't be watching this. Really. No offense, honey.
Is there a game? Look, Denver's got the number one offense. They were playing a clearly weaker team. Brady didn't have the weapons that he typically has had. He got to where he is because he's Tom Brady in this season. But when you come up against Demaryius Thomas and Wes Welker and Eric Decker and Moreno, he didn't kill you, but he gave you enough. But it seemed like Manning had all day to just sit back there and pick you apart. He threw for 400 yards. He really wasn't hot and bothered by the defense. And that's, interestingly enough, where I thought that New England would be better off with Belichick figuring out how to stop Peyton Manning. Belichick failed them, I think, this time, and that's why they won.
Oh, I think Belichick failed them in a big way because they definitely didn't go with the run.
Right.
He clearly thought, okay, I'm going to outsmart them, and it didn't work. It should have because Brady had a lot of time back there. He got sacked twice, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
But
there was no turnovers either.
I remember looking at the TV and going, my God, he's got all day back there. He's got clear passing lanes. And they also, the Patriots did not play with fire. You know what I mean? Like emotion, passion. Yeah. If you watched the Seattle-San Francisco game, you saw passion. You saw guys out there
screaming at each other
that wanted it. And you did not see that out of New England. And maybe that's a Belichick. They're a little buttoned down. Wes Welker talks about being afraid, looking around, about how Belichick's going to treat him. Maybe that didn't play well last week. Talking about that little Wes Welker and Belichick, did you think it was a cheap shot Welker put on Talib?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
When you looked at it in slow motion, it just seemed like, it's one of those things where you're turning around in slow motion and the guy's there and you're hitting each other.
It was a little early and it was a little low. I don't think it was cheap, and I don't think they would have risked Wes Welker, who's coming off a concussion,
Yeah, they're not setting him out for the big block.
Yeah, when you've got Thomas, and Decker,
Yeah.
you don't send Welker out there to hurt somebody,
Right.
especially a Welker whose noodle had been shaken up not too long ago.
Yeah, but don't you think Belichick does the same kind of stuff? Yeah, I wasn't concerned with the hit. I thought it was legal, and that was my opinion.
Well, I think it's fascinating to see the animosity between Welker.
Well, the shake at the end was great.
And Belichick. Was there one? I didn't even catch that.
Oh yeah, Welker kind of runs up really. He's talking to somebody. He sees Belichick. He runs over there, sticks out his hand. Belichick just kind of gives him
a little slap.
Yeah, Belichick, you're a douche.
Okay, I actually think he's an okay guy. I think he's got a unique personality, but I have heard good things about Bill Belichick in restaurants in Rutgers, New Jersey. Or near Rutgers. There is no Rutgers, New Jersey. Near Rutgers, where his kid played lacrosse.
In New Jersey, where the Super Bowl is?
I've heard he was good to young fans that were asking for autographs and stuff.
But I'm not
going to call him a douche. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I don't think he's a good sportsman, good sportsmanship type guy.
All right, let's talk sportsmanship with the other game.
Okay.
I'm going to rant. Stu, you want to go first, or you want me to rant a little bit?
Listen, all I want is J.B. Smoove to play Richard Marshall in a movie, man. That was like... That was, what is the hubbub about this? That was one of the greatest interviews ever. The guy just won the championship game. He's going to the Super Bowl. He's all excited. He made the defining play in the game.
Richard Sherman.
What did I say?
Richard Marshall.
Same thing. Doesn't matter. Richard Marshall, Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman, who was, didn't he write lyrics for Mary Poppins? Anyway, well, now you've killed my whole thing. Anyway, it was stupid that everybody got all over him. He was excited. He was pumped. He made the play. And you know what? Crabtree's mediocre.
All right. We're going to get to that in 1 second. I'm going to disagree harshly with Stu.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Should I wear things?
4 things I'm going to rant about really quickly.
All right.
Once again, there was one of those catches.
I wrote Richard Marshall.
It's okay. He's a great bass player. Stu was playing bass when I walked in. Once again, there was one of those catches that's not a catch anymore. Vernon Davis caught it. It might have been Chancellor that hit him. He catches the ball 2 steps. The ball is tucked. He gets tackled, hits the ground. The ball bounces out, incomplete. I don't understand how that's possible. Nor do I understand how Navarro Bowman can rip the ball out of Jermaine Kearse's hands at the goal line. Huge play. Fall to the ground with his leg being shredded. So clearly he's screaming, and there's a tension. Usually there's a tension by the referees on the ball on the goal line. Is he going to score? Is he not? Bowman is laying on his back with the ball in his arm, nobody on top of him.
And his leg flying around.
His leg is just shot, and the refs allow a pileup. They encourage a pileup, a scramble for the ball, and oh, look, Seattle has it. And by the way, this is non-reviewable. So why do I sit through endless freaking reviews waiting for the game, which has been slowed up, when a crucial play is not reviewable? A crucial blown play on the goal line, ridiculous. I don't think San Francisco would have won based on the refereeing, but I did think they got a little bit screwed in the refereeing in this game. Okay.
Good rant.
Thank you. Richard Sherman.
Richard.
Everybody wants to say that Richard Marshall Sherman, that's his middle name, by the way, folks, that it was the heat of the moment. Oh, he was caught up in the heat of the moment. Well, he's in the heat of the moment an awful lot. He's in heat all the damn time, evidently, because he's done this with Brady. He did it with the Redskins, and the lineman punched him. He did it over Twitter with Revis. He did it with Crabtree, evidently, at a charity event for, I think they were saying Larry Fitzgerald was having a charity event, and he got up in Crabtree's face. Of course, him and his brother are saying Crabtree got up in his face. But who has the history here? You know what I mean? And then he does it with Crab. It goes over, slaps him on the ass, says something to him, and then is upset that Crabtree talked. Come on. Win with class. You know who I wouldn't have blamed in the heat of the moment if they had said or done something stupid? Crabtree, because his team just lost, and he doesn't have a history of this. So everyone could say, oh, Richard Sherman this, Richard Sherman that. and 5 hours later he prepares a nice speech or whatever and says, this isn't who I am. Yeah, there's an awful lot of history. It is who you are. Win with class. Stop being insecure and having to tell us, oh, I'm the best quarterback. Did I tell you I'm the best quarterback? I'm the best quarterback. We just watched you. You're the best cornerback.
Yeah, but he's just like T.O. and and Chad Johnson.
I didn't like those guys.
I know, but who cares? It makes the game fun. I mean, to me that was a great interview. It was a team effort. Everyone played well. They were a good team. They put up a good fight. God damn it! I'm the best. He's mediocre. I love it. Next, and that chick interviewing him, who the frig was she? Well, no one asked you.
Well, wouldn't you?
Then why are you interviewing him, you stupid ass?
Wouldn't you be a little shocked? All I'm
Get the
saying
women
is,
off the field. I'm sorry, that's a whole nother rant.
in my athletic career, which was not a great one, folks, I've been on the losing side way more than I've been on the winning side, and
I'm for fair when we never win.
I imagine most of you all have too. And I didn't mind getting beat. I didn't mind getting my nose rubbed in it if I couldn't stop you. But I did mind you telling me about it. I did, and I'll go.
Don't interview guys.
No, I'm not talking about the interview.
Oh.
I'm talking about the ass slap and getting in Crabtree's face after that play. I've gotten into scraps after that kind of stuff.
You let it bother you. I could give a damn.
You just lost the biggest game of your career, and some guy who
slapped me on the ass
is up in your face.
He deserved it. The play he just made was ass slap worthy.
Wow, then you're a lot calmer than I am.
I am. It takes a lot to set me on.
I'm really tired.
That's why you've been in jail and on me.
That's true too. Let's not bring up. You had to bring that up.
Oh yeah, but it wasn't.
They were all mostly. They've all been pled down to misdemeanors. Or
they call me Mr. Meaner.
Anyway, that took the steam out of me. But if you can find my Atlanta, my Fulton County mugshot, I'd really like a copy of that.
I think this is it.
Anyway.
That don't get any more radical, man. I'm wearing a winter cap because it has the dolphins on it, and I look like an elf from the North Pole.
The innocent,
like you're going to kill me.
The innocent little elf and the convict.
This is how we're ending our year.
All right, so I'm gonna finish out the thing that really blew my mind in that game, and I have heard nobody talk about this, and I've talked about it before, but I can't stand seeing it. Marshawn Lynch breaks the big run. Mm-hmm. That's what he does. Seattle won because of two big plays. Marshawn Lynch's run and the 35-yard pass from Wilson to Kearse. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's all they really generated in that game. On that run by Lynch, watch at the end. Eric Reed, he's an all-pro rookie, right? Catches up to him at around the 10, and instead of diving for his legs, he does one of these. The attempt to knock the ball out. And it's a half-hearted attempt to knock the ball out. He's not even close. I was screaming, and I'm not a San Francisco 49er fan. If you tackle him, maybe you get a Navarro Bowman-like play. Maybe you get a turnover. Maybe you get a fumble. Maybe you hold them to a field goal, and you're still winning that game. Maybe you don't have to score a touchdown in the fourth. Tackle first. Try and be the hero later. You know why?
Fundamentals.
Because you can tackle him just about every damn time, and he would have stopped him short of the goal line with a good tackle. But once out of 35 times, you knock the ball loose. Yep. I play poker. If you're playing the odds, the tackle and having your stellar defense that was creating turnovers a la Alden Smith, a la Navarro Bowman, trust in them instead of I'm going to try and be the hero with a miracle play. Stupid play, Eric Reed. Yep. Please, somebody, teach guys tackle first, strip the ball second. That's all I'm saying.
Agreed.
Anyway, anything else you have on the San Francisco-Seattle game?
Nope, I got nothing other than, I think it's going to be quite exciting to see how the weather turns out and how these teams deal with it.
I hope, honestly, what would be perfect for the NFL would be nice, cold, but nice weather right up to the game.
And then a snowstorm.
Then a light snowstorm. Oh, it's going to look pretty on TV. But you know what's going to look horrific? If we get 11 inches starting the night before like we did the other night and nothing moves. That's going to be a nightmare. And you know who's going to enjoy it? This guy, because I'm going to be sitting at home watching it. Stu, what do we want to say to the fans if there are any left?
I just want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank Steve for committing to 20-some-odd weeks of coming out here on a weeknight before he even goes home to see his family.
Thank me. I drag. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, get back out.
I work from home in my jammies. It's tough to get me out on a night like this.
Yeah.
But you guys have been great. I'd like to thank everybody in the Finn Nation for supporting me. 316, you know what I mean, my brother. And naturally, the city of Fairlawn for nothing. You've given me nothing.
And raising my damn parking.
Honest to God, well, that's another rant. But, you know, Steve, this is the most fun I have, is hanging out with you talking football. We may not know what the hell we're talking about, but we damn sure enjoy it.
Anyway, thanks for viewing. Please leave a comment. It's our last chance to talk to you in a long while.
Oh, and one more thing. Hi, Rainey.
Hi,
She
Rainey.
knows who that is.
I don't, but hi, Rainey, anyway.
All right. We'll see you in 2014 next September. Enjoy the rest of your year, folks.
Hi, Giselle Bundchen. Bundchen? How do you say it?
I don't know. She's not watching.
She might be.
Bye.